everyone, and welcome to the Week 10 edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls of the weekend. I'm Simon Borg. We start in Frisco, where FC Dallas came from behind to beat the defending champion LA Galaxy, who were celebrating what they thought was a goal in the first half. It's the 40th minute when rookie Ignacio Maganto sees his shot go into the back of the net, but it's called back. The reason? Maganto's teammate Tommy Meyer is offside and obstructing the keeper's line of vision. Good eye from assistant Chris Strickland. No goal. There were just 3 yellow cards shown in this one, but I saw 2 tackles I didn't like one bit. The first came in the 42nd minute when Mauro Diaz goes in with his late scissors kick on Stefan Ishizaki. Referee Kevin Stotts says play on. The other came in the 76th minute, and at least from a distance it looks like Omar Gonzalez goes in studs up from behind on Blas Perez. A free kick was awarded, but nothing more. I would have punished Orlando's Rafael Ramos with a red card for this tackle on New England's Andrew Farrell in their match from Friday. Ramos rakes his ankle, but it could have been a lot worse in my opinion. He only gets a yellow from referee Ted Uncle. To Columbus, where Seattle's Clint Dempsey scored 2 goals in a loss, and one of them probably shouldn't have counted, based on what I saw on the replay. You see, he was offside here when the service comes in, but I'm not talking about that offside. I'm referring to this one. When Obafemi Martin strikes his shot, Dempsey's ahead of the ball, and therefore offside in my opinion, but assistant Jonathan Johnson doesn't call it. After the match, referee Edvin Jurasevich answered questions from the media about that goal, and in a statement he said, quote, Dempsey was judged to be even with the ball, while also admitting that, quote, the assistant referee was slightly behind the play. Earlier in the match, the other assistant in this one, James Conley, correctly raised his flag on this Seattle goal, and it's clear on the replay. The shot strikes Obafemi Martins, who's in an offside position. By the rule, no goal. There were questions on the first 2 goals by Vancouver in their 3-0 win over Philly. I think it was a great call by assistant Eduardo Mariscal on the opener by Pedro Morales. The freeze frame shows him to be on. Good eye, ref. Now, on the second one by Octavio Rivero, there was an argument that perhaps he pushed defender Ethan White. But when I watch the replays, I see Rivero flat out beating White and gaining position on him. I thought that was another good goal. It was 2-0 when Morales went down in the box in the 77th minute on this contact by Shannon Williams. But it looks to me like Williams has position. I agree with the no call from referee Ismael Elfaf, who had to show a red card in this one. It came a minute later on the Union's Richie Marquez, and I'm with Elfaf. Marquez goes in with studs exposed on Christian Techera. Not cool. That deserved red in my opinion. I thought there could have been a red card at RFK Stadium as early as the 9th minute. Check out this straight-legged studs-up challenge by Roger Espinoza on his former teammate Davy Arnaud. I call that endangering the safety of an opponent, but referee Armando Villarreal didn't see it that way and graces him with just a yellow. And if you don't think he should have been sent off for that, well, how about a second yellow for this a little over 10 minutes later? The real-time footage is the only good angle we have, but going in with your leg like that qualifies at the minimum as a reckless challenge to me. But no second yellow was coming from Villarreal. This was Espinoza's lucky day because in the 56th minute, he's fortunate the ball doesn't strike his outstretched arm in his own penalty area. The DC players are motioning as if they saw handball, but the replay shows the ball actually going off his midsection. No penalty, and the referee plays on. Now, Sporting KC thought for a moment they took the lead in this one. It's the 62nd minute when Dom Dwyer heads home this ball, but assistant Kyle Longville is right. He's off. The game would end 1-1. And one technical note for you before we leave RFK, the long throw-in. It's becoming an increasingly dangerous weapon in MLS, and Sporting's Matt Beasler is arguably the best at it in the league. But you can't defend it like this. According to the laws, quote, opponents may be no closer than 2 meters, or a little over 3 feet, from the point at which the throw-in is taken. That should have been a do-over. To Toyota Park, where visiting Real Salt Lake pulled off a 2-1 win. The 1 goal by the Fire, a penalty kick converted by Jeff Lorenowitz, and it sure looked like a penalty in real time. Elias Vasquez leaves his feet and goes sweeping in on Sean Maloney. Now, when I watch the replay, I'm not so convinced of the contact because Vasquez pulls his leg back. I think Maloney makes a meal of it, but if you're gonna make a tackle like that in the box, prepare for the worst. If that call went the Fire's way, so did 2 others in my opinion. First, in the 32nd minute, I thought Julio Prado should have seen red for this cheap shot from behind on a defenseless Kyle Beckerman. To me, this is not just reckless, which would be grounds for a yellow, but it's excessive force, which the laws of the game say should be punished with a red. Referee Drew Fisher goes yellow. But there was a second Fire player who seriously risked red. Rookie Matt Polster. He's already on a yellow in the 75th minute when he charges John Sturzer recklessly, in my opinion. I mean, he's not even trying to make a play on the ball. Fisher reminds him to keep his head, but that should have been a second yellow to me. One of Fisher's assistants, Adam Garner, did well to raise his flag in the 84th minute on this alleged goal by Quincy Amarikwa. I say alleged because I don't even know if the ball crossed the goal line, but if it did, it wouldn't have counted anyway. This freeze frame shows us offside was the right call. It was also the right decision to call back a potential Montreal equalizer in the 78th minute at Stade Saputo. Impact forward Jack McInerney celebrating as if he tied the match, but assistant referee Eric Boria spotted McInerney pushing Portland's Jack Dewsbury into the goal just seconds before. Here's the only replay you need to see. The Timbers ultimately won the game 2-1, but they also had 2 penalty shouts in this one. I don't think this is a handball by Baki Sumare in the 59th minute. His arm is tucked in. And we don't get a replay of this Eric Miller tackle on Maxio Ruti in the box late in the match. Miller doesn't get the ball, but we can't tell if he got the man. Probably 2 good no calls by referee Mark Geiger. It was a relatively uneventful match officiated by Baldomero Toledo's crew at Dick's Sporting Goods Park on Friday. The one hint of a debate? 76-minute penalty kick claim by Colorado's Gabi Torres, but to me that's a clean tackle by San Jose's Jordan Stewart. Good no call by the ref. There was a penalty called in the Toronto-Houston match from Sunday. Referee Chris Penso pointing to the spot just before halftime when Michael Bradley takes down his old national team teammate DeMarcus Beasley. There's no doubt about it. Bradley doesn't even argue it, and Bonya Garcia needs 2 bites at the apple to put it away. One more play from Bimo, the 12th minute yellow shown to Benoit Cheroux. This is an interesting one. Are the studs showing? Yes. But does Cheroux's challenge necessarily endanger the safety of Ricardo Clark? I wouldn't say so. The studs are going into the ball, not the man. I think yellow's the right call from Penso. Reckless tackle. And we end with the first ever New York derby, which the Red Bulls won despite going down a man in the 36th minute. No argument from me. Matt Miazga stops a promising attack with a push from behind on Shelton. No brainer, second yellow. And some might argue that Miazga should have been sent off on the same play he got his first yellow in the 18th minute. I'd be one of them. Kyrie Shelton is racing in on goal and Miazga brings him down, denying what I think is an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. This angle shows the contact as Miazga gets Shelton's right leg. But referee Alan Kelly judges that one to be worth a caution. Kelly's assistant did well to wave off what Chris Wingert thought was the momentary NYCFC equalizer in the 20th minute. He was, in fact, offside. NYCFC did make things interesting in the end, and their supporters were probably hoping for a penalty in the 86th minute. But this, to me, just 2 players going for the ball. Sorry to burst your bubble. Did we miss anything this weekend? Well, if we did, maybe you should have used the hashtag instant replay. That's it for now. For all Eder Rabner Esteves, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time!